his father to send everybody to college, right? And he was like, yeah, some of these trees, look at them, they're only 3 months old. This is a tree that has a 500-year lifespan. That puts stuff into perspective.
Right.
And you're just like, yeah, I'm not going to plant this tree because I'm not going to be around to see it. No, you plant the tree.
Right.
You won't necessarily be able to see the result.
But somebody will.
But somebody will, and that's like,
well,
okay.
To me, too, the beauty of that
keep
example
going.
is that you installed a belief in yourself that's harmful, or at least preventing your full flourishing or flowering.
We're interpreting something that's actually a success as a failure just because I didn't have enough information.
Right. Well, if you chop down your own rainforest,
right,
you can replant it too.
Right.
Right.
Ooh, that's
like
good.
There's no such thing as it's too late to fix it.
Right.
Why fix it now? What's the benefit if I've lived with it this long? Listen, when I met you at the Chamber of Commerce, and you were talking about, you used to say master your mind for a change, and you used to say rapid change specialist, and I used to joke with the people next to me, like, I don't need that guy. Can I say that?
Yeah.
I don't need that guy in my fucking head.
Right.
Like, I've lived this long the way I am.
Right.
Like, you cope with it.
Right.
Well, that's not
you
coping.
Coping mechanism.
Coping is not flourishing.
Right.
Right? Like, well, I've survived this long, grinning and bearing it. It's like, okay, and what has that done for you?
Yeah.
How has that strategy worked so far?
Yeah.
I'm barely getting by. Well, how would another strategy work?
Right.
Like you're never too late.
Right.
You're never too late to change a belief.
Right. Yeah.
But I would, we get comfortable.
Yeah.
We cut down the rainforest inside of ourselves and we say, well, it's all desert now.
Right.
Nothing can be done. Too much work to replant.
Right. And then, this video I saw last night, Salt of the Earth, there was one group of people, I can't remember if they were Hutus or Hutus or Tutsis or whatever, but this group of 250,000 people ended up going south or going to the Congo, and a year later there were only 40,000 of them alive still.
Oh my.
And then the government of the Congo sent them back to Rwanda, and they never seen again. Right? And when you compare a story of that, these people survived and survived and survived and survived and survived, and this last move was like the last straw. Some of them just laid down. Some of them went insane. Some of them just couldn't take it anymore. And yet we here in our culture gripe and whine and moan and like we have everything we need to go anywhere we want with our lives. And let's fucking do it.
Right.
I'm like, a lot of times I stopped myself from being, I think, as successful as I could have been, because it felt like if I was successful, that would take it away from someone else. And I knew there were people living in dire poverty all over the world. Why should I be rich and successful if they're not? But I'm already rich.
Even Rumpa got to that point. We move into a house in Newtown, and we're on 1.5 acres of land, and it's a nice. You've seen my house; it's nice. And then she used to feel guilty.
Right. Because she came from Bangladesh.
Right. And she's like, we live so well. I said, well, babe, we worked our ass off to get here. Like,
right.
When I started Success Marketing, after doing the financial planning stuff, I still get paid on a couple life policies. And after, even the credit card business, that was new, and I phased that out.
Yeah.
When I started Success Marketing, you knew I was working like 12, 14-hour days every day. Like, I would wait late into the night.
Right. I would text you or email you at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
And I'm answering.
Hey, Mike, I can't sleep.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You were always working.
I was working till 2, 3 in the morning. Yeah. And getting up at 7 to bring my son to school.
Right.
So, and I'm not... Anyway, there's some level of hard work, and so I said to her, there's no reason to feel guilty because we're doing well, but then what do? Right? And you pay it forward the way you can.
Right.
What are you going to do? Quit your job and then we live in poverty with 2 children?
Just so you can feel better?
Just so you say, well, at least I don't feel guilty. No,
Right.
now you feel depressed.
Right.
right?
It's called cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Right. Now I'm depressed because I can't provide for my kids. I said, we have nothing to feel guilty about.
Right.
Right?
Right. Yeah, and I get that, but that's a conscious kind of thing. And until you address the unconscious
Right.
stuff, and I grew up in the Christian tradition, and
Oh God,
you
yeah,
know,
me
it was
too.
all about a rich man
Can't get into heaven.
can't get into heaven, and blessed are the poor, and all this kind of stuff.
And the meek. Don't
Which
forget the
again,
meek.
and the meek, and it's all context.
Right.
It's all context. And how was Christianity used to control the population, right? And did Jesus really say those things? I don't know.
I wasn't there.
We didn't have a recorder,
Right.
but here we have a recorder. I have these tools. I have technology. The internet exists. People are making content and sending it out, and other people are receiving it and finding it valuable and sharing it and
doing something with it.
something with
But it's
it.
not enough to just know there are techniques out there.
Right.
I've heard there are techniques.
I've heard
that
there
work.
are techniques, and that's all I need. I just need
And
to know
that
there are
rationally
techniques.
makes sense to me, that there are techniques that work.
No,
Would you
let's-
like to use them?
Let's try them.
No, I don't want to use them.
I don't want to use the techniques. I don't want to learn anything about them, because then I really would have to change, or then I would feel bad because
I'm good just knowing they exist.
Yeah, right. And those people probably aren't watching this. But if you are watching this, and I want to wrap this up because we can talk.
I've had a lot of fun with this, by the way.
Yeah, this is fun, and we'll maybe do another one, but we do
Before I
need
leave
to.
tomorrow.
We do need to keep it to less than an hour a session here. But this is how Mike and I talk, and we talk about it on the phone almost every week. And I have found his support to be so valuable that I can't even put it into words. And I feel like rather than feeling guilty and not making money because other people don't have the benefit or whatever, what I can do to make a difference in the world is what I'm really good at, which is writing songs and learning about the human mind and how to make the kinds of subtle and not so subtle shifts that literally change your life and your reality, and to share those and make those as widely available as I can in my lifetime.
Well, right. I
Boom.
would say that, as someone who paid you money to sit on the blue chair, you can't quantify, I can't quantify the benefit that I received. I mean, it changed my life. And it changed my life profoundly and for the better.
Right.
Not just financially speaking, which has
Right.
been great. I think since I've made over $500,000,
Right.
I mean, I track this stuff, but at least, right,
Right.
since then. And I have a business that runs pretty much on autopilot with me at the controls some hours of the week so that
Right.
I can divert some of my time and attention to writing
And to your family.
and to my family.
Yeah.
So, I can't quantify how working with you changed
Right.
my life, because it's a qualitative shift, it's a qualitative difference. So I will say, you're really good at what you do, and you're really good at making complicated, let's say, programming theory about how our mind works into very practical steps.
That's because I'm not that smart. In order for me to get it, I have to make a simple.
Yeah, like do this
Step
technique,
one, step
try
two.
this, shrink it down, push it in the back. Oh, okay, I can do that.
Like, yeah, it's all doable stuff.
Yeah.
And no one
It's
no
not
one was
like
teaching it.
complicated, like rocket theory, like,
Right,
oh,
right.
I that's all I gotta do is shift it and sure. I can do that.
Right.
That's doable.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, well, and the other thing is, you become one of my best friends. If we had a therapeutic relationship, that's not allowed.
right,
A therapist is not allowed to make friends with his clients and vice versa,
right,
right? But that's the beauty of this, is that for me, anyone who's willing to do this work has self-selected into someone that I highly respect and that I just might want to hang out with.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Because the people who aren't doing this work, as much compassion and love and empathy as I have for them, it's like I'm in a different world. because, like, and Mike Covey was saying this, like, he talks to people and it's like, they are in their trance and their box and their cage. And I'm talking about this 90-day challenge as the key to your cage.
Oh, that's the theme for this.
That's going to be the theme.
Like
and my new CD is, I think, going to be called The Key to Your Cage.
Lovely.
Working on that song in the studio right now with Joe Monona. And to me, it's like, yeah, this is the key to the cage. It's mastering your mind for change. It's learning how you're wired, how you create your reality every day. And if you don't like that reality, if you actually learn how you've created it, then you can do the same exact things
for the reality you want.
For the reality you want. And there's nothing simpler than that. You're already creating reality.
Right.
You know how to create reality. But
you're already an alchemist in a sense, right?
Yeah.
You're already an alchemist, except you're turning gold into lead.
Right.
Versus lead into gold.
That's brilliant. That's great. See? I love that. That's great. And Mike is brilliant with the analogies and stuff. And so that's where we are at the moment. We're going to turn this camera off, and Mike and I are going to figure out how to create
the three-tiered pricing.
A three-tiered level, so that, because I don't want to hear I can't afford it. I just don't want to hear it. So for me, that doesn't mean I just shut the door. That means, okay, how can I create a tier that's so affordable
that lets people participate in ways that are comfortable for them.
Right. Get them started somehow. It may plant a seed for later. I don't know. I want to make a difference in people's lives. I want to have my work do something. Right. That's positive. So we're thinking it's going to be outrageously affordable for the first tier. Then the next tier will be something that reasonable, and then the third tier will be something that's still crazy cheap for what you get, but that if you really are serious about cranking it up, you can go for that higher tier, get a little bit more,
tools and information,
interaction, support for me, and you're good to go. And of course, there's always the fourth tier, which is, if someone wants to work with me one-on-one, I still do that, but I don't have much room on my calendar.
That's fair, yeah.
And that's full price, and it's actually my girlfriend just did some corporate business coaching, and they charge a lot more than me,
right,
for kind of nuts and bolts marketing businessy kind of stuff, and that's fine. And I'm like, well, geez, I should be charging more. So at some point I'm going to raise my price again, but at this point I could probably take one new client in this 90-day challenge. And that ultimate fourth tier, if anybody wants it, is, basically includes a 10-hour breakthrough session, which Mike went through, and then basically unlimited follow-up, which means you have an idea, you have a question, you have a thought, you have a challenge, you call me up. If I can take your call, I take your call. If I can't, we make an appointment.
Right. And
we just work on it. And you have access to me.
We should put that on
doing the tools.
Invitation page of the challenge.
Yeah.
So as the fourth tier.
As the fourth tier.
And we were going to add the fourth tier as one of your programs on honest hypnosis anyway.
Right. So that's what we're going to work on.
Yeah.
So, and again, this is the first time I'm going to do this, and I know it's going to bring up my stuff, like the Transformation Tuesdays back in Challenge 1 and Challenge 2. Both of them brought up my stuff, and I was really sorry that I opened my mouth and committed to doing it for about 15 seconds. And then at the end, I was really, really glad that I did, because I grew more than I'd ever grown. And so for me, a good 90-day challenge is something that does make you somewhat uncomfortable, that might trigger some stuff in you, that might go, I've tried that so many times, it just never worked, right? Because then we have some material, and you can see how profoundly you're going to change. So that's, my...
Quick sort of nuts and boltsy question.
Yeah.
So in your 90 challenge, personally, are you working on 1, 2, 3 things?
I tend to work on a couple of different things.
Right.
Like,
so then for people who are watching...
Yeah, I'm continually working on cleaning up my diet, and I would like to see my abs. Right now, I still have a roll here, but I've lost a lot of weight. I have more energy. I'm fitter than I've ever been in my entire life, including when I was in high school. and I get more done in a single day than I ever thought I could do. And I had kind of a chronic fatigue situation before I started working on myself. I could not get through a day without a nap, and I would sleep 10 hours.
Really?
And I was totally addicted to, ice cream and Oreo cookies. I would eat a whole package of Oreo cookies. So one part of my every challenge is the body.
Oh, okay.
It's the foundation. You've lost weight. You've changed the way that you exercise and the way you eat.
It started in August, actually.
Right.
I came back from vacation. I felt disgusted by how sluggish I was, how big, and
Right.
I lost 24 pounds, and I'm wearing pant sizes that I wore in the service.
Right.
30 years ago.
So the body is always part of my 90-day
I've never
challenge.
been this. Rumpa never saw me this fit. Like
Right.
I already had a little
Right.
bit of a role when
Right.
she married me.
Right.
So,
And that's great. That's
more energy.
because without your body, you're not going to achieve your dreams.
That's true.
So the
I
body.
used to hate hearing that, by the way.
Yeah. Well, sorry if you hate hearing it. Sometimes we hate hearing the truth. And if you have no health, you're not going to reach your dreams. So
It's
the
hard.
body and your health.
It's hard to reach your dreams
Number
when you
one.
have to nap twice a day.
I know, just not enough time. So that's one piece that I'm always working on, and I do the slow burn fitness thing. I'm very active. And the gardening season is cranking up here, so I'm gonna get my workout gardening, and I'm growing microgreens and other vegetables, and I'm exploring growing mushrooms. And so that's part of my challenge. My main thing is monetizing my music in a way that's authentic, and taking my sound healing hypnosis programs to yoga centers and places like the Omega Institute and Kripalu and conferences, and even possibly corporate retreats. And
So what you're saying
kinds
is
of
one part is usually for you body.
body,
One part is sometimes
career,
call it marketing,
wealth,
or
money,
abundance. Let's call
prosperity.
it abundance. Yeah. So it could be something that helps you work on your business.
Right.
Something that helps you get more clients. Something that helps you reach more people.
Right.
And then, is there a third component?
Relationships.
Okay.
I'm in a relationship right now, and it's the best relationship I've ever been in. Mostly because of these challenges, and because both of us are committed to talking about
Right.
our feelings and
Right.
talking about the stuff that comes up, even if we don't want to. And that's been
Even if it's uncomfortable.
even if it's uncomfortable, and that's been so huge. And so the relationship piece is very important.
And then
So
the
we
big
have
part's going to be on limiting beliefs, because I know you're doing the limiting beliefs course.
yeah. Well, the limiting beliefs apply to everything.
Of course.
Right? Because we have limiting beliefs about relationships, we have limiting beliefs about money, we have limiting beliefs about health and diet. For years people thought fat made them fat. And my whole thing is, if you don't have enough fat in your diet, you feel hungry all the time. Fat satiates your hunger.
Right.
And
It's
if
good
we
for
can
your skin, it's good for your brain.
right, it's good for your brain. And if we can reset our body to calibrate to burn fat rather than burn carbs, then we can burn our own fat. And so I'm, that's part of the body part. But so the body, business, relationships, wealth. So health, wealth, and relating. And there's usually one other one, the spiritual, something that's a little bit harder to define. And to me, that's enough to work on.
And that's a lot, yeah.
And that's a lot. And
you don't have to work on. I mean, someone can join just because they want to work on one thing.
Yeah, they can just work on one thing. Maybe just be the
Sometimes
body.
working on one thing is better.
Yeah, and if I could,
I know.
I would love to
We
just
talk
focus
about
on
this.
one thing.
We talk about this. We don't have.
But I can do that every day. Like almost every day, there's one main thing I
Well,
focus
for me,
on.
so from challenge 4, it was writing every day, and
Right.
I was getting up at 4:30 in the morning, every day for a month,
Right,
and then realized at the end of a month I was kind of getting a little tired.
right,
So now it's between 4 and 4:30 every weekday, because I have to
Right.
get up to bring Adam to school anyway.
right.
But I dedicate that hour and a half getting up early to writing, not
Right.
to checking email, doing client work, surfing
That's
the
you
internet.
time.
That's
Paying yourself
literally,
first.
I'm there to write, and even if nothing's coming in the beginning,
Right,
I sit there and look at a blank screen,
right,
right? Because that's my time. So that's I guess my singular focus has been writing, which I'm going to continue for this challenge, which
Right.
is I had a target date of August 28th to be done at least one of the books.
Right.
At first that was mainly novel. Now it's looking like the book of essays.
Right.
Because August 28th is the deadline I want to be done. At least the first draft part. So that's my challenge. I'm focusing on continuing to crank out those pages.
Right. In the meantime, you still are cranking out websites.
Well, of course, that's my day. Yeah, of course,
your other business, right?
Right. The challenge part to me, though, was really about allocating time, because that was the new piece. Was how do I integrate this desire to do this thing without it disrupting my family time, my business time, right? So
we're looking for some balance as well, and that's. But the thing is, it's all malleable. It's all adjustable. It's all stuff we're just working
cutting
on.
out TV. That was one I did too.
Yeah, I can't remember when I watched TV.
Yeah,
I will watch a documentary from time to time, but so good. So I think if you've hung with us this far, you're a very rare person, and you should just sign up and just say you want to be in, and we'll find a way to make it work for you.
There'll be a button or a link or something.
There'll be a button or a link below this, and again, I used to apologize for things being too long, but the reality is, someone who's really interested in something wants the full story. And so if that's you, thank you for your attention and your time. And we're going to wrap this up. There will be more coming. If you're in, just send me an email. Let me know. I've already gotten a couple emails from people, so you guys will be on the priority list. And we got to get to work and get the pricing thing set up.
Put it together.
Yeah, put it together. And I've been thinking about it for a long time, for 90 days and more. And so I'm going to commit to it. And I'm a little scared. I'm scared because my old stuff is coming. Oh, nobody wants what you have, right? And so I can laugh at that, and I can go, okay. And you know what? I still have a purpose and a path here on this planet, and that's to make a positive difference in the lives of people who want to grow, to change, to improve, to heal, to flourish, to enjoy their lives, to become, as the old military ad campaign, be all you can be.
That's right.
And they hit it true. Unfortunately, to be all you can be in their world means you have to learn how to kill people. And let's just kill our old bullshit. Let's kill our old patterns and habits and beliefs with love. Let's slay the dragon that has kept you small, and let's go for being truly who you want to be. And that's all I got to say. That's it. I'll talk to you later. I'll see you on the inside. Like this, share this, subscribe. Do your thing, baby. I love you. Out of here.